Codesignal Arcade is a beautiful string. Hello everyone, my name is Joshua and I'll be solving is beautiful string from Codesignal. Let's begin. A string is said to be beautiful if each letter in the string appears at most as many times as the previous letter in the alphabet with the string. So let B occur no more times in A, let C occur no more times in B, etc. So given a string, check whether it is beautiful. So for example, here you have all these letters. And it's true because there's 3 A's, 3 B's, 1 C, 1 D, 1 E, and 1 F. And you could tell that, and a 0 for every letter after that one. So you could tell that all letters, if you go through the alphabet from A to Z, the next letter is always having less than or equal the number of letters of that string. Alright, so let's just go right here. A, B, B, B. The output should be this beautiful string. It's false because there are more B's than A's. So you can see that the next letter has more letters than the previous letter. Now here, B, B, C, C, you might think, oh, that's a beautiful string. Nope, because it has no A's. And since there's some B's, or even at least one B, it fails the beautiful string condition. So I hope this makes sense to you. If not, you can pause, rewatch the segment. I'm okay with that because that gives me more view time. Anyways, here's a plan how I would solve it. You want to create a hash map to count the number of letter occurrences in the string. So in here it gives you an example of what those numbers will be. For example, if I put this into a hash map, 3 A's, 3 B's, 1 Z, 1 D, 1 E, 1 F. Now you iterate from A to Z. In other words, count the alphabet and check if the next letter has less than or equal occurrences in the current letter. So let's begin. I'll create a hash map. I definitely need that one. Character, integer. So this is going to be the character, that'll be the key. Integer is going to be the number of counts. Call this a tracker. Yep. And I'm going to create what do you call this? A hash map in the helper method to make this nice and easy to read. I'm going to create a new hash map, character, integer. I wonder if I could do the, yeah, okay. All right, for int the letter equals 0, and we're going to go through the whole letter is less than the length, plus. All right, and in this hash map, I'll be putting, oh yes, we have this condition. If the hash map doesn't contain that key yet, for, oh here, I'll make this much more nicer. Character, that string, we'll want the character of that string at that point. Yeah, I'll make this much more easier. Instead of let, I'll make it called index. So there you go. And this is going to be called let for letter. That'll make it much more easier to understand. So I'm going to get the letter from each index of the word, and if it contains that letter, then we put it into the hash map for that letter, except we update that its current value of what it has. This is how you do it. +1. Else, if it's never doesn't have a key like that, then we just put the letter for its first time, and it'll start with a value of 1. And then we return the hash map. And there we go. We created all the occurrences of this string into a hash map. Now we just have to check if it's beautiful or not. And to check that, we do, here's how I would do it. Easy way to understand it. Alpha first, the first letter in the alphabet is A. The next letter is, the last letter is going to be Z. And you might be thinking, wait, int characters, different types? What the? Yes, so here's how we'll do it. Int. So I'm going to use these as indexes. Okay. I mean, we're going to start with alpha first, alpha last, and here's why. For int the letter from alpha first, and it's going to end at alpha last. Less than or equal to, because we want A through Z exactly. Letter plus plus. All right. Now we have each value. What we're going to do now is we want to set the maximum value to be. Before it starts, we just do max equal to math.max. Oh, we'll just do integer.max value. There you go. And now we we go through this hash map that we created. So let's see, tracker dot get. Now we want the character of the letter. We get it to C. All right. And we want the count of that character. And if that count is greater than the maximum value, and this maximum is going to be, oh, here. Maybe the max is a bad way to put it. I'll call it previous. There you go. If the count of the letter it's on is greater than the previous one, return false. Else, count is going to equal previous. And, no, previous is going to equal count, excuse me. And we check it for the next letter. Oh yeah, and we return, okay, and if there's no issues, it returns true all the way. All right, so let's just do a quick run through. AABB is going to go into, it's going to go into this hash map. There'll be 2 A's and 3 B's when it's done. So 2 A's, 3 B's. If I look through this, if it contains a key, we increment that value. If not, we initialize it. Okay, I think it's going to work fine. 2 A's, 3 B's. The previous max value is max value, and we update the and we go through the alphabet. Alpha first, get A's. There'll be 2 A's. 2 A's is greater than max value, so we reassign it. Previous equals 2 A's right here. And what you say now we're in 3 B's in the next letter. As we increment through, 3 B's is greater than the previous value, so return false. I think this works fine. Let's run the test and see what happens. We can do more scenarios, but it'll take forever. Oh no! Oh no! What did I do wrong here? Return HM. I think it's very specific, guys. I'll just run and test and see what happens. Huh. Oh. Hold for a second, guys. I realized what I got wrong. So let's just say we reached a point where it grabs a letter that does not exist. So in that case, let's do this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to do int count right here. And let's just say if tracker dot contains key of the letter, then yes, we want to get that count. What else? If it does not have that letter in the hash map, then count is going to equal 0, because there's no occurrences of that happening. In that case, I think that should handle that. Yes, what did I do wrong? Hello everyone, I saw about why it's not working. So here's why. So we have this condition right here. If tracker that contains the key of the letter, so let me just make this more nicer. If it contains the key of the letter, then yes, you want to get that count and update whatever count you found from this tracker method of how many occurrences you found that letter in the input string. But the problem is that when it contains key of let, I neglected to include, it has to have, we have to convert it back to character when we have to find that letter because it's in the int value at that moment. So if we put this as car let like as this, I think it should run fine. I think I did a test run and you see it passed. There you go, nice. Now we can submit this. Sweet, it works. All right, guys, so let's go over it one at a time. We take this input string, we get its occurrences and store it into this hash map. In this algorithm right here, it ensures that only unique characters are stored with their respective counts. Now we go through the whole alphabet, starting from A, going to Z, as we said right here. If it contains a key, and remember, you have to include this car to ensure that, you know, if you iterate through this method, like using the int values, you convert it back to a character value so that you can find out if that character exists in the counter. If it does, we want that count. If not, it probably has no count at all, which should be 0. Now, and if the count is greater than whatever the previous letter's count was, return false. If not, we take that as the new condition of that previous value. And we check for the next letter, same thing. That letter's count should be, let me double check, less than or equal to the previous count. Alright guys, this is a Weird question, but I think it's easy. If you like and subscribe, I will send you Russell Crowe's A Beautiful Mind. And yeah, you'll be super smart and genius and can solve mathematical equations. I never seen the movie, so I'm just kidding around. You guys take care.